Hello again and welcome to Ferris Sports Update. I'm your host Rob Bentley and thanks for tuning in. On today's show, we'll recap an exciting win for the Bulldog football team. We'll check in with Ferris State hockey and we'll recap two exciting victories for the Ferris State women's soccer team. We'll start with Bulldog football and head coach Tony Annese. Coach, welcome back and congratulations on another big win over Ohio Dominican.
Thanks, Rob. Happy to be here.
Big matchup, two top 10, two top 15 ranked teams this past weekend. A battle for the GLIAC lead, and certainly you have to be proud of the way your kids came out and performed.
Yeah, it's a hard-fought victory. Going on the road. And we talked last night in our meetings. It was, our kids were just very professional in the way they conducted themselves. It's a long trip. We stopped in Toledo in practice and moved on to Columbus, and we were just focused all Friday, going through the meetings, and Saturday just was there ready to play.
Big time environment, standing room only crowd in the first half, and certainly a lot of emotions, a lot of enthusiasm, a lot of energy in the stadium.
Well, they've won 21 straight regular season games, and we had won 10, and so both teams just pride abound with the thought process on we're too good to lose kind of deal, and so both teams fought really hard to the bitter end. It was a great game.
As we go to the highlights, not a rough start for your team. You fumbled the opening kickoff, but certainly your offense comes back and gets a big score to start the ball game.
Yeah, Jahan fumbled, and that led to this short field. Ohio Dominican kicked a field goal there, but and then we drove right back down the field. Jason let us down. A nifty little play that he threw to Antonio, and then he hits Shakora here coming up for a big touchdown. And they were a defensive team that was 11 great players on the field at one time, and so we were really challenged the whole time to move the ball against them.
You came into the game leading the nation in total offense. Defensively, though, they were among the top 10, but a great run here from Jason Vanderlyn.
Yeah, something had to give. It's kind of a little deceptive play that we've been holding on to, and then the very next play, John takes one here. 50, 55 yards, and then the next play we run into the boundary here and he scores a touchdown.
Jahan Brown, 124 yards rushing, and a great comeback for him after that opening kickoff.
Yeah, he's a redshirt freshman, but he didn't lose his composure. When you make a mistake, sometimes young men lose their composure and it bothers them. He didn't bother them at all. He was happy to have his chance to come back and prove himself.
Led 14-10 at the end of the opening quarter, and then we'll see coming up here shortly a big score in the first half after a defensive interception.
Yeah, it was not too kindly interception. It was really a great play coming up here, and here it is now. They ran kind of a back shoulder fade. Atu turned into the ball and caught it, and then it was less than a minute to go, and we drove from the 32 on to score right before half.
How big was that touchdown here right before halftime, stretching the lead from 1 to 8 points?
I thought it was huge. It was a big, momentum builder. We were able to we've done that almost all year where we score the last possession right before half, and it really carries over into the rest of the game very effectively for us.
Antonio Eggers with the touchdown grab, and nice to have him back in the lineup after missing a few weeks.
Yeah, he hasn't played since the Grand Valley game, so we're happy to have him back. And our defense in the second half really settled in and did a really nice job running the ball, and you can see there we're gang tackling, making plays, and controlling the tempo of the game. 459
yards a total offense for your team, and you got 3 scores in the second half, a couple of them field goals. Special teams contributed as well.
Yeah, Mitch Bradberg was 2 for 2 on field goals. We've only attempted now, that's our 4th attempt, or so he's 3 for 4 for the year. And then I thought special teams wise we were solid the whole game, other than obviously the opening kickoff.
Defense stepped up, 3 interceptions on the day, and really held Ohio Dominican scoreless until the final drive of the game.
Yeah, and our only turnover was really the first play, and so we won the turnover battle 3-1, and excuse me, and we were able to just keep them off balance.
A 31-13 lead here, and then obviously they'll score on the final play of the game almost, at least on the offensive side. Talk about your performance as a team and what this victory means.
It's a great performance. It shows how tough we are. I told our guys, it's easy to say, hey, you got to go to Ohio Dominican and play a great game. It's a lot more difficult to go there, excuse me, play with the confidence we played and the determination. So, I can't give the young men enough credit. our psyche, our mind is so strong now, and we just come every week ready to play.
7-0, 6-0 in the GLIAC, and now maybe in the driver's seat, but another big matchup coming up this week. It seems like from one week to the next, and Michigan Tech, another undefeated team this week.
Yeah, no driver's seat yet, but excuse me, Tech's a great team. Coach Curley's done a great job, and so we're dealing with a team that's going to be hungry. We're having to go up to Michigan Tech. They were ahead of Grand Valley 35-0 at halftime, so it's going to be one huge battle up there.
What do you see from Michigan Tech? What have you seen from film on them, and knowing what you were able to do against them last year?
Well, excuse me, it starts with their quarterback. Scarlett's four-year starter. He's, they give you a multitude of personnel groupings, so they'll have two tight ends in the game, or one tight end and an H, and then they'll be empty. Excuse me. So it starts with Scarlett, his ability to distribute. Leffingwell's a great running back. He's a guy that can run downhill, and he rushed for over 200 yards against Grand Valley. And then defensively, they've been stout all year. Now they're the #1 defense in the league.
I know last year Bulldogs able to go to Michigan Tech and win for the first time in 15 or so years. How much confidence does that give your team being able to go on the road and being able to pull out a win?
Well, it was a hard-fought win last year. Our kids hung in there and won it at the end. So, I know we're going to have the confidence to go up there and believe we can win a game, but it's all going to be done on the field. And so if we can play to our ability, excuse me, I'd be happy when this cough goes, but play to our ability and do the things we need to do in all three phases, I think we got a good shot.
At this stage of the season, obviously 4 games left here in the regular season. Talk about where you're at in terms of the conference race, the postseason play, and what needs to happen for your team to accomplish some of those goals.
Well, you asked me last week about 2 road trips. I said, no, 1 road trip and then another road trip. So now, we couldn't put ourselves in a better situation. We're 7-0, and now we're playing, Michigan Tech for the outright lead. Whoever wins this game is going to have the outright lead with 3 to go. And so it'll put us in a great situation. The postseason part only, that comes with winning. And so we're not going to worry about that. We're just worry about putting our best step forward and going to Tech and playing our best, and then we'll see what happens.
I know you're not looking ahead, obviously, but 2 home games coming up following this Michigan Tech game, November 1st, November 8th, and with a big win this week, hoping to see a lot of fans on hand.
Yeah, if we can get this one, I hope the fans come out and say, hey, we're supporting a great football team, because, we got a special group.
Talk about the leadership you've been able to get from some of those captains, those seniors, and how they've helped lead the way.
Yeah, not just the four captains, but there's excuse me, a multitude of guys that really love this game, and whether they're seniors or underclassmen, Anthony Darkangelo or Casey Zinner adds to really, they're young guys, but they add to kind of our psyche, our mindset about what we need to do, excuse me, to be a great team. And it starts with, just having the right mentality and doing the right things and representing the college community the right way and being a football player and a respectful young man and all those things. And we got a bunch of good young men this year.
Well, Coach, congratulations again on the win, and best of luck as you travel to Michigan Tech, and best of luck getting ready to your
Yeah,
call.
I'm going to try. Thanks, Rob.
We'll be back with more Ferris Sports Update right after this.